Hey, what is up YouTube? Welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at this car's diagnostic tool. This is the XTOOL D8BT. This is a newer version from the D8, which was wired only. It didn't have Bluetooth functionality, so you had to be tethered to the vehicle you are diagnosing. But now they have a new version, the D8BT. This one comes with a module that you connect to the car, and it allows you to communicate wirelessly with the scan tool. So you have quick instruction manuals, a full user manual book, as you can see, quick start guide, here you have a charger, a barrel jack connector, 12 volts, 3 amps. This is the European wall connector. This is an American version. And then you have a USB-A to USB-A cable. And then you have the Bluetooth module. This connects to your OBD2 port. And you have a status monitoring screen right here. And 2 buttons on the sides so you can turn on a flashlight. I think I have to charge it or something. This can help you see the OBD2 port in the dark. And then you have 3 status LEDs at the bottom. So there is a nice grip to it. On the top we have a USB type A connector, a VGA connector, the charging port. This is a barrel jack, the power button, and there is what seems to be a button right here with the XTOOL branding on it. I don't think it's a button. I would figure this out. So the screen is about 6.5 inch by 5 inch, and the whole device is about 10.5 inches by 7 inches by 1 inch. So it's quite a bigger device, 2 pounds and 7 ounces. On the back we have a kickstand. You can hook this up on your steering wheel when scanning. You have a camera and a flashlight, a speaker grill, and that's about it. I like the way it films. It's a pretty decently built device. Alright, it turns on. A nice graphics. It's also Android based, as you can see. And here is your setup screen. You can go ahead and select your language, and then you can go through the device activation. Click Start Activation. Then we're going to go ahead and connect it to our Wi-Fi, and then we're going to go ahead and click Connect. Press Start Activate. Then we're going to enter our email. Alright, so the device is now activated. We can go ahead and click OK, and we proceed to the home screen. It's Android based. Go to the settings. These are your regular Android settings. You're probably familiar with this if you already had a Android tablet. You have your regular Android notification panel and everything that comes with it. Model number is D8BT, 2 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of flash, Android 5.1.1. So we can go back home. These are the open apps. This is the back button, volume, Wherever you are on the screen, you can easily take a screenshot just by pressing this button. It's also an Android tablet, so you have your apps, you have your file explorer. As you can see, you have your storage. Alright, from here we're going to go ahead and update the device. Make sure we have the latest version of all the diagnostic tools. So here you have your recently opened apps. You have your Bluetooth connection. So to go to the car scanner, you press this icon and you have your user interface for scanning the vehicle. Before we use this, we want to go ahead and go to updates. As you can see, we have a lot of pending updates, so we want to make sure we update everything. Start the updates, and as you can see, it's downloading 245 updates, so it's gonna take a little bit. So let's let this sit and I'll get right back. We're gonna connect the Bluetooth module to the OBD2 port, just right here. We have a battery voltage reading of 12.3 volts. It automatically connected to the Bluetooth module, as you can see. So one good thing about the kickstand is you can go ahead and hook that up to your steering wheel, just like this. And now it's very convenient. All right, so the first thing I've noticed is you don't have the time on the Diag app when you launch it, and you have the time on top right here. This scanner is advertised to have a 10,000 milliamp hour battery pack, but I think that the battery is dropping a lot quicker than that. I don't know if that's really a 10,000 milliamp hour battery. And as I mentioned before, you can take a screenshot anytime by tapping this button, or you can start recording the screen with this one right here. And now the screen is being recorded. As you can see, it's blinking. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the special functions. Here are the special functions. You have your oil reset, throttle, EPB. But as you can see, it supports a lot of functions. Obviously, not every car is going to have these functions, but they're here if your car supports them. As you can see, this is also a bidirectional scan tool. You can close and open the windows right from the scanner. This is your report, your playback, file management, or data view. This is for remote control. I don't know if you're familiar with TeamViewer, but it lets you connect to a different person remotely so they can help you troubleshoot. You have your settings. We're going to go ahead and set our units, US unit. If you own a shop, you can enter your shop information right here. So it's going to appear on your reports when you print them out. Next, you have more, and you have your endoscope. How about we go ahead and launch the auto scan? And as you can see, we can go ahead and select the car. This is a Toyota. This doesn't have a radar cruise orders. And as you can see, this is the vehicle information. As you can see, and then we're gonna go ahead and tap OK. Here you have your ECU configuration. You have system selection, where you can go ahead and select module individually. And then you have automatic scan, where it's gonna go ahead and scan every module of the vehicle. So we're gonna go ahead and go with that. And one thing I also like about this scanner is the topology. As you can see here, it lists a graphic representation of every module in the car. As you can see with branches, this is very easy to see what's going on. It's scanning quite quickly. And you can also interact with it. So when it's green, it means that there is no error found. When it's gray, it means that the code doesn't support that. And when it's orange, it means that there is something worth your attention. You can go ahead and zoom in and out using the plus and minus buttons on the side. So we have a code on the ECM and ECT and the cruise. All right, everything else seems to be okay. And you can go to list view. As you can see, you have engine and ECT code, and you have a cruise control code. You can go ahead and hit diagnosis. And as you can see, the system automatically sets and controls the speed of cruise through the engine ECU. The trouble code, you can clear the code, you can view live data, or you can read freeze frame. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and read trouble code. And as you can see, we have rough idling. Trouble code status is current, and the code is P1605. You can go ahead and look it up. Obviously, you're gonna have to be connected to Wi-Fi. That's handy. And if you need further knowledge about it, you can go ahead and read through it. We can go back. We can go back to topology, the ECM. We're going to go ahead and tap diagnose. So let's go ahead and tap OK. Read trouble codes. And it's the same codes. Click on report. And as you can see, we can go ahead and print it out. And the battery is also dropping at a faster rate than expected. You're probably wondering if you are able to still use the cable even though this is a Bluetooth version. And this is where this kind of disappoints me, because you cannot. If you get the Bluetooth version, you're going to have to stick with the Bluetooth module for communication with the car, even though you can still connect the cable to the car, but it's only going to go ahead and charge your unit. You cannot use it to communicate with the OBD2 port, which is kind of a bummer. As you can see, it does support a lot of data from the car. It's 266 modules that the live data supports. That is really, really nice. Actuator test. And as you can see, you also have a lot of functionalities to choose from. Activating solenoids, controlling injectors, intake control, the fuel pump. You can turn on and off the fuel pump. You can also use this device to program keys. All right, you have the system selection. All right, so it's ECU configuration, your door lock, your air conditioner, wireless door lock, your wipers, your display, the warning, security, the seats. As you can see here, you have your key programming, agree, and then you can go ahead and choose your car. Let's go by vehicle. Let's go with USA. RAV4 regular, and this is a 13 to 18 with smart key. Alright, failed to connect. But I do like the special function, oil reset, throttle, key programming, instrument cluster. What is this one about? Is it capable of changing mileage or basic adjustments? Alright, so let's go ahead and choose the right car. There is no RAV4. So I guess this is something they're gonna work on and add more cars as time goes. Alright, so BMS reset. That's for the cars that you need to reset the battery management system after replacing the battery. This car doesn't support that. You have your injector coding, your DPFs, TPMS, tire pressure monitoring system, your power balance, changing language. Usually you do that on the gauge cluster using the buttons, but you can do it on the unit, which is nice. Transport mode, rain light sensor, HV battery. You have your suspension, seat match. Basically things that you would go and see a dealership for, you can do it right here. That is really cool. Electronic pump, ECU configuration. You can even bleed your automatic braking system, speed limit, clutch adaptation. You even have your airbag reset, the tire upgrade. When you install bigger tires, you can go ahead and add your tire size so the computers can adjust the gear ratio. All right, that's about it. And also you only have the battery percentage when you launch the Diag app. The second you exit it, it disappears. I'm pretty sure that most people would think this is the power button, but it is not a button, just the branding. Even with my small hands, I have hard time unfolding the kickstand. I think that this gap should have been a lot bigger, just a small detail. And also the camera is also, as you would expect, low quality, but I don't mind at all. I thought you would be able to use the camera to scan the VIN number, but that's not possible. You can connect a USB-A cable to this port, connect the other end to a computer, touch to copy files from your computer, turn on USB storage mode, click OK, and this green icon is going to turn orange, so you can go ahead and copy files from your scanner to your computer. But unfortunately, you cannot connect a flash drive through this port and browse it. It does not support that. As you can see, it doesn't show up. So you can only connect it to a computer using the provided cable. The scanner is based on Android, but it's not going to support the current Google Play Store. So what you have to do is to go on the web. You can use your browser and you can go ahead and look up APK files and download for older Android versions. I even downloaded a few ones, as you can see here. HP scanning and printing services, and I can go ahead and install it, and now I can use that to print reports and other stuff. You have Adobe Acrobat, as you can see, so you can manage PDF files. So to print documents, you can just go ahead and locate the document by opening Acrobat. Open the document. This is a sample file. On the options, print. You can save as PDF, or you can go ahead and connect the unit to the Wi-Fi, and then go ahead and click print. I have an error for some reason, but it looks like it is printing. On occasion, you also see some text that are kind of cut, incomplete text. You can make up what it is. As you can see on number 172, I think that a software update can also fix this. And here is another one on 242. You can use the Xtool to reset the learning values from your transmission. Select diagnosis. I'm gonna go to VIN and auto scan. Toyota, system selection, engine and ECT. Okay. All right, from here we're gonna go ahead and select special functions, and as you can see, AT code reset and AT code registration. The registration is if you have the code. It's basically a set of numbers and letters, basically hexadecimal numbers that you use to enter into the ECU, and it tells it how to behave when it comes to switching gears. Learning value reset. All right, ignition switch is on, engine is off, battery voltage is more than 9 volts. Mine is at 12.2. Continue. All right, learning value reset is completed. Refer to the repair manual for more detail. Okay, you can use it to control the moonroof. Then as you can see, very useful if you want to diagnose the moonroof not working. This can easily show you if it's the switch defective or if it's the power system. I'm also able to control the cooling fans using this scan tool, as you can see here. And something I just noticed is this one doesn't kick on for some reason. As you can see here, I'm on the fan page, so I click turn on. So this one turns on, but nothing here. So only one of the fans is turning on. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like that or they're both supposed to spin at the same time. And then when I try to hand spin this one, I see that there is a lot of resistance. As you can see, it's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to spin freely like this one. So I guess I'm gonna have to get this looked at, and I just happen to want to test the scan tool and finding that out. Alright guys, so this is the next day and I'm here with brand new fan assembly. As you can see, I had this replaced yesterday and now I'm gonna go ahead and test it and see. Turn that on, and as you can see, now both are on as it is supposed to be. And I can turn it off. And now both stop. So a good thing I find that out. So as you can see, it's quite a powerful device. I will keep learning it as time goes, and let me know in the comments what you want to see, and I will make a follow-up video. It also supports an endoscope camera where you can just go to more and you can select endoscope, and if you had the snake camera connected, which goes on this USB-A connector right here, it would just launch a camera, so you can use the snake camera and check your cylinders or reach and view places that you are not able to see. So I will have a link to the endoscope in the description if you're interested. Thank you for watching this, guys. See you on the next video.